Hi friends, it's Kizzie. So today one of my friends is having a Mexican themed birthday party. So I am super excited to show you this recipe because it is a Mexican cake. It's actually called Tres Leches, which is made out of 3 different kinds of milks, and it is absolutely delicious. So let's get started. So for utensils, you will need 2 bowls, one small, one medium, a 10-inch baking pan, some parchment paper, a spoon, a fork, 2 stainless steel spatulas, or if you don't have one, you can just use one, a regular spatula. I have 3 different kinds of cake nozzles here, a piping bag, a cake leveler, a rack, and a baking sheet. All right, and also a stand mixer. But if you don't have one, a handheld mixer works perfectly fine too. So for ingredients, you will need about 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour. You will need 1 teaspoon baking powder. You will also need 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, which I've separated into 2 different bowls, and I'll show you why later. You will need 1/2 cup of butter and 1.5 cups of heavy whipping cream. You'll also need 2 cups of sugar, which I've separated again into 2 different bowls, and I'll show you later why. 2 cups of 2% milk, and about 5 eggs. I have about a handful of strawberries here, which is about 2 cups, I think, and there's blueberries. And then we have 2 cans here. One is a can of sweetened condensed milk and a can of evaporated milk. So those are all the ingredients. So first you want to preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. And then you want to take your medium-sized bowl. You want to add the flour and the baking powder together. And then you want to mix it and set aside. So next you're going to take your butter and your 1 cup of sugar, which I've separated into a bowl, and you want to take your stand mixer. So next you're going to cream the butter and your 1 cup of sugar together until it is light and fluffy. So next you want to take your eggs and your 1 teaspoon vanilla extract, and you want to add it to your butter and sugar mixture and mix till it's all incorporated. So next you want to take your flour mixture and you want to add it to the butter mixture, about 2 tablespoons at a time. And again, you want to mix until it is well incorporated. Once you're all done, you want to butter or spray the cake pan with vegetable oil and line the bottom of the cake pan with parchment paper. Then you want to pour the batter into the pan. Then you want to place the pan into the oven and bake for about 30 minutes, or until the toothpick comes out clean when poking the cake. So once the cake is done, take it out of the oven and let the cake cool for about 10 to 15 minutes. So next you want to take the cake out of the pan and set it on a cooling tray or rack. Then you want to take a fork and pierce the cake as many times as possible. And the reason for doing this is because we're going to pour the milk mixture on top so that it infuses into the cake. So next we're going to make the milk mixture, and as you can see, I've already combined the whole milk, condensed milk, and the evaporated milk into a medium-sized bowl. So then you want to pour your milk mixture on top of the cooled cake, and try to get your milk mixture into the pan. You don't want it overflowing into your table there. And so as you can see, it's actually infusing into the cake, so that's what you want. And I actually only used about half of this milk mixture. I reserved the other half for another cake that I made, which is the same recipe. So as you can see, it's infusing into the cake, which is what you want. So once you've used probably about half of that mixture, you want to set the cake aside. I put it in the fridge to let it cool for at least about an hour. So next, we are going to be making our whipping cream, which I will be using as a filling for the 2 cakes that I have. But otherwise, if you don't have 2 cakes, you can just use this as the top, as your icing, to make it look pretty or whatever. And as a usual, tres leches, this is actually what they use on top, and they decorate it with some berries or some cherries or whatever. So for this step, you're going to take your whipping cream and then your remaining 1 cup of sugar and your remaining 1 teaspoon vanilla, and you want to mix it together until it thickens. So as you can see right now, it looks pretty thick, and that's the right consistency of what you want your whipping cream to look like. So I've taken my cake out of the fridge, and it's been sitting there for about an hour. So I drained the excess milk product and I placed my cake onto where I will be serving my cake. So next you want to use your stainless steel spatula, and you want to apply your whipping cream to the bottom half of the cake, or if this is the only cake that you made, then you just want to apply it everywhere. And then you want to top it with some berries, and if you have another cake, then you want to place the top half of the cake again and do the same thing, apply your whipped cream, etc. So as you can see, I've already applied my berries, and I'm going to be applying another layer of whipped cream. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I want my berries to stay in place before I apply the top half of my cake. But if you don't have another cake to apply on top, then leave it how it is. Don't apply another layer of whipped cream because it looks amazing already. And again, I'm going to be applying this whipped cream because I want to apply another cake on top, and this is going to help it stabilize and set. So this is how the cake turned out. I actually used buttercream on top to decorate it, just so it wouldn't melt when I would be outside. Hope you guys enjoy it! Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed watching my video, please like and subscribe. I will be posting more dessert recipes shortly. Stay tuned!